Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting edition of the OverMark Podcast. We're your hosts, TJ and Dave. Today, we're going to be talking about Smackdown, All In, Saturday night's main event. A lot of wrestling over the weekend. I'd say probably one of the busier wrestling weekends that we've had since WrestleMania, I think. But
yeah, I think so too.
It probably more shows, but similar amount of hours. And then it's not done yet. When does the Evolution show start?
Night, I think at 8. And
Okay.
maybe the undercard starts at like 7.
Yeah, so then they got that.
So we got a few hours.
Yeah, like I got my 2 monitors and then my TV last night. It started off like on so we had I'm fucking going a blank. So we had All In on one, we had UFC on the other one, and then we had NXT on the other one. And then NXT went off, and then we switched it to the Saturday night's main event. Sorry, I'm all jumbled up. It's a lot of different show names. But yeah, I have my screens constantly flipping between stuff. Well, not constantly, just whenever the one show would end, I had to go to another. But it's funny. Corin ended up putting a picture up of it, like, have to watch all the stuff. And it's like, I don't know. I guess just kind of funny. They're competing for your eyes on these products. And it's like, well, some of us aren't, we got enough screens to watch the fucking shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty cool. I had on.
I know you're doing the same thing.
Yeah, I didn't have the 3 thing. I just had 2. But yeah,
Well, you pulled up something on your phone and you're like, oh man, nah, just fucking around. But yeah, plenty of screens. Back in the day, we only had 1 or 2 in the house. Now you got unlimited amounts of those
1 or
things,
2
pretty much.
per room. Yeah,
Maybe more. If you count the phones, you get enough people in a room. You got a pretty nuts amounts of screens. But we'll go ahead and move on from that. Check out our social medias at OverMark ENT. You know the usual stuff. If you heard this, you know the gig. YouTube, Spotify, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. And we're going to jump right into our review here. And it's going to start with
the OverMark Entertainment Smackdown review.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Really appreciate him doing that for us.
yeah.
It costs a lot of money. We don't want to talk about how much that may have cost, but it was well worth it, I think. So, we got the opening scene here with the Street Profits and Jelly Roll, which that's just what wrestling fans when I think about wrestling these days and what the fans like. Jelly Roll is like synonymous, right? Wrestling, Jelly Roll. So we kick it off with an aerial shot of Nashville. They're doing that every show now. They got that guy there, I guess, that does that shit. That's a part of his job. So they're like, you better get him over there. We're paying him an extra, whatever, $5,000 a year. So,
Use that drone guy.
yeah. So the Street Profits stroll into the arena looking like they just won a Grammy for the best tag team entrance. Jelly Roll's backstage hugging Randy Orton. Yes, hugging because nothing says wrestling like a sweaty musician and a Viper getting sentimental. So they're both from Tennessee, right? So I guess that's their link. And they were like, oh.
Is he from Tennessee?
That's what they were saying. They're both from the same state. They were like, yeah, Tennessee boy. And it seemed like they're pretty good buddies. It didn't seem like they were kidding. So LA Knight's verbal workout.
Did not know that.
Yeah, LA Knight delivers his usual mix of hype and heat, throwing more shade than a Tennessee solar eclipse. Calls Seth Rollins washed. Bold choice for a man wearing jeans in a wrestling ring. Refers to Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker as the goon troop of Slop House. Which might actually be their new name. I guess it might be. We'll see. But Paul Heyman's PowerPoint presentation without slides. But that's not true. He had slides. They were just before he came out.
Real quick, before we go into the Paul Heyman part, the LA Knight part, he had some really cool shit that he said here that I should have put into these notes that I don't know why I didn't. He was telling Seth Rollins, he's like, you're probably sitting back there with your group and you're not scared. Well, you don't have to be scared to get your ass kicked.
Yeah, that is funny.
He said something else that was funny right after that that's escaping me right now. Oh, he said, you don't have to be scared to get your ass kicked, and kicked it will be.
Yeah, he's pretty funny, man. Like,
Yeah.
he's dead serious, and we'll get to that later, but I have a feeling that the future is probably pretty bright for him. It's like some things just opened up and parted ways for this guy to have some career fucking elevation, don't you think?
I sure hope so, because if not, it'll be a wasted opportunity.
This is it. This is the time.
Yeah,
100% the time. But anyways, where were we at? The LA Knights for walkout?
Paul Heyman's
so
PowerPoint.
We got the Paul Heyman's. Yeah. I was talking about the slides that he was eating before the show. So Heyman shows up with the Money in the Bank briefcase, pretending it's a sacred artifact. Says LA Knight's future is absolutely nothing. Harsh, but we've all read YouTube comments worse than that. I guess. YouTube comments used to be pretty rough, so I feel like to some extent the YouTube comments were probably some of the worst shit in the world that you could have read. But yeah, I wonder, maybe he's got some of those slides in the briefcase too. You know where I'm getting at with that. The motherfucker eats a lot of food.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we'll jump on, and you can go on from here. So we got the Solo family therapy session. Solo arrives with the entire murderer's row of MFTs. Tells Heyman that the bloodline is dead. Rips a tribal chief era of 2020 and 2024. Threatens to powerbomb Heyman through a table like it's a holiday tradition. Maybe it should be. But yeah, he was saying like all the changes, how there's like no more tribal chief, and there's no more bloodline, and there's no more wise man. And he gets conflicted with him again at the end of the show, which is pretty appropriate. But again, who knows where that's going to go. We say it all the time here, but nothing too crazy. Just more show shit. Trying to get the story to move forward and making a little...
more shit happened.
Oh, yeah. Jimmy Uso joins the party. Super kicks fly.
Good God.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah, what's the numbers that are throwing me off? Super kicks fly, chairs get thrown, and Nick Aldis channels his inner high school principal to book a main event tag match on the spot. It's kind of funny too, because like he ran down Solo when he did it. I forget what he called him, but he insulted him. He called him like, I basically just called him like a goof or something. But LA Knight and Jimmy and Solo versus JC Mateo. LA Knight and Jimmy versus Solo and JC Mateo, because beef needs a resolution and chairs need a purpose. Man, I'm talking all great today. But you can take it away, and then maybe you'll do better than I am. But this bloodline stuff, I know that's not their name anymore, but it's never gonna die. They're gonna be doing this shit like 2 years from now still.
MFT, NFT. What are they selling?
What the fuck does that even stand for?
My Family Tree.
I keep seeing MJF when I look at it every time.
Yeah, their logo looks just like MJF. 100% looks just like MJF.
Yeah,
they're gonna change it.
Well, MJF uses that kind of text on his shit, right?
Yeah, like cursive, signature, script.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
But so that was that.
But one thing real quick, but all those guys hanging around Solo, they don't have a fucking chance.
No. People aren't going to come out of this version of this better than what what they did the Bloodline.
Now that Hikuleo or whatever, he should have stuck to playing basketball or some shit, man. He's fucked.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, though.
Man, these people. But anyway, we got a women's four-way chaos buffet. Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez versus Sol Ruca versus Kairi Sane. Sol Ruca powerbombs someone while being suplexed. Physics is dead. Everyone does flips, moonsaults, and stomps. So naturally, Alexa wins with Sister Abigail. Charlotte and Raquel are ringside for moral support and table slamming duties. Bonus, Raquel commits multiple homicides at ringside before Flair yeets her over the table. Wasn't the worst match in the world. Soul was probably the highlight reel of the match. You know, she was a lot of people don't always watch NXT, so you know her out there nailing her move, the Soul Snatcher on weekly TV will be good for her profile. So you know, more people introduced to her. You know, all the other girls didn't look embarrassing. What'd you think of this?
I don't know. I've never really seen Soul before, so this is kind of, I guess, my introduction to her, and you could tell that she was still kind of a little green.
Oh yeah,
It's the interactions between Bliss and Charlotte have been kind of cool. You know, you can tell that they're Charlotte's trying to like sell it like she's not liking it, but she is. There was at one point where like Raquel like put Perez's foot on the rope to make it, you know, so she you know, still in the fucking match, and Bliss ended up winning. So I thought it was an okay little match. Nothing too crazy. It's, you know, gonna say it again, but it's exactly what you would expect. Right?
yeah.
But yeah, in the end, they need to get Charlotte like some better kind of outfits or something, man. Because it's like putting all these nice, like really expensive looking outfits on like some kind of leather bag. I'm not
Well, you
even
know,
trying to be
and
mean, but
they keep doing
doesn't
all
look
these
great.
3-way and 4-way matches every week. I
Yeah,
thought
they
we
did.
were going to be past this once the King of the Ring ended. Fuck.
I guess like Tony and fucking Triple H are like talking to each other, and they're like, "Hey man, is it multi-man you know, season booking, or what are we doing?" It's like, yeah, well, just do mostly that, and that way we can both be lazy, and everybody will think that both shows stink.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah. But not bad. And we'll move on. The Wyatt Six Steel Gold. Oh shit. So we got the Street Profits versus the Wyatt Six tag team match. I'll be honest with you here. The entrances happened, and I watched those, and the match kind of happened some, and I watched that a little bit too, but
I kind of glazed over.
yeah, 3 commercial breaks, 14 tag-ins, 1 Swamp Colt. Is it still a Swamp Colt, or I don't know what they are. I thought they were more into like puppets these days. But Ford nearly frog splashing a ghost. Gacy and Loomis look like they've been haunting the belt since 2004. Rowan interferes with the strength of a misplaced tree, and boom, new champs. Backstage, DIY and friends crying to group therapy while Andrade and Ray flex and crash the intervention. Yeah, Andrade and Ray popped up and were like, well, I think we're going to be the new number 1 contenders for the belts. You know, since they've been winning a couple matches. Yeah, it's terrible. I don't really understand it. It's like, they came back, and I guess that they were going to fuck with people that just weren't good people at first. They're going to be like spooky faces, but then I guess that didn't work.
Like when they went after Gable when they first came back,
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah. And then they went after somebody else too. I forget who it was, but basically it's like, I've never known like any like Jason or any of these like spooky type characters to really want to go for a belt or anything, you know, like I don't think gold or like championships I'm just trying to think, like, did you see the guy from Scream going and like trying to join the UFC and win a fucking title? It just doesn't add up. I think like it just strange to me. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call to distract me for a second. I did not answer it. I will text them in a minute. But yeah, it just doesn't really add up, and it was really weird seeing them with the titles. And it's just kind of confusing because these guys are a dumpster fire and they suck, and this is not how you revitalize your tag team division. And I would steer clear of this, and I know that you probably feel the same. You got anything to add to that?
Man, you know, they had taken them off TV for so long. I thought that they were, you know, finally maybe not gonna get rid of everybody, but just cut their losses and figure out something else to do. Whether it was send them to NXT, split them up, you know, just back burner them until they could
Split
figure
'em
out
up.
something good to do. But I mean, I guess this is what they're doing.
I mean,
I don't know.
all these guys by themselves just have never really amounted to anything. So it's like, why would sticking them together work? And putting him with the gimmick of some dead guy. Like, could you imagine if, like, The Undertaker passes and they were to do something like this? Like, I just don't understand that. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And, I mean, for the most part, Bray Wyatt stuff sucked. I mean, Bray Wyatt sucked. So why would this be any good? You know, it's just, I don't really get it. To be honest, like, just let it go.
I've seen some, speaking of The Undertaker, I was seeing some stuff. I can't remember if he had posted it. It was posted on Instagram, and him and Michelle McCool's oldest daughter, who I don't know how old she is, some kind of older teenager or something, they had her in the ring at the Performance Center, and she was doing like front flips off of the top turnbuckle and stuff like that. I'm like, well, second generation wrestler that's the daughter of 2 wrestlers. We'll be seeing her someday.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
I think I may have seen something like that too. I didn't take a good look at it though, but I'm sure that's what she'll be doing. I mean, you see Undertaker there, and why wouldn't you want to do all the? Yeah. Could you imagine being the Undertaker's daughter? Like, there's all these second and third generation wrestlers out there, and it's like, but they're not the Undertaker's daughter.
No.
Or the Undertaker's son. The Undertaker's daughter would be different than the Undertaker's son. You know,
right?
But yeah, I wouldn't try sleeping with her. Why not? It's like, well, Mark's over there, and he just looks like he's kind of watching anybody that's interacting with her, and I just probably steer clear.
Well, you know, you just have to be old-fashioned about it and be respectful. You know,
what if she's not old-fashioned?
Well, you know, I don't know. You just be grown-ups, and sometimes you gotta do a risk assessment and all that stuff. It is what it is. But fuck Wyatt's, and maybe someday we'll see the Undertaker's daughter. I know that was a sidetrack thing, and we're gonna move on past this.
Something even better.
To some stuff that I wish that honestly we could all move past, but we have to deal with it. And if you didn't watch the show, fast forward through this part when you do, and we watched it so you don't have to. We got Logan Paul and Jelly Roll having a culture war. Jelly Roll performs live. Logan Paul appears and ruins everything per usual. Logan goes full heel, insults Jelly, tattoos, parenthood, and music. He's going for the heel triple crown. Randy Orton comes out outsider, entertaining us since 2002. Drew McIntyre with a surprise Claymore because nobody in the WWE is allowed to talk for more than 2 minutes uninterrupted. Logan smashes Jelly like a guitar. He's auditioning for a heel turn in School of Rock 2. Man, I don't need to see any of these guys on the show. Yeah, I mean, at least Logan Paul has some redeeming qualities. He can actually go, and he's getting a lot better on the mic. Yeah, Jelly Roll we just don't need to see. You know, I get we need the celebrity crossovers from time to time, but man, I mean, at least it's not as bad as Jay Leno, I suppose.
Jay Leno stuff was awesome.
Well, yeah,
but I don't know. I guess they just want a big celebrity matchup for SummerSlam, and Logan Paul's involved and is pretty much like the resident celebrity that's, I guess, almost there more than any other one's ever been, and they want to get Jelly Roll. I don't know. I'm sure that Jelly Roll's wanted to do this. He's a big fan, and I'm sure it won't be bad. Usually when they do this stuff, it turns out okay. So I didn't hate it. I'm open-minded, so we'll see where this goes. And we can see where the next thing goes here with R-Truth rolling up Aleister Black and the entire wrestling internet. So R-Truth, I guess, is still the smartest man in WWE. Black tries some violence on Truth, but he eats a roll-up instead. And post-match, Damian Priest plays a guidance counselor again. He's been doing this a couple weeks, and Black responds with a knee to the face. So I guess the therapy was denied. It was funny because Priest sat there and told him what to do, and he's like, okay, and then walked away. He's like, on second thought, and then just starts beating up Priest. But it's weird because it looked like R-Truth like used the tights to roll it up, but they didn't sell it on commentary, and they didn't really get it good on the shot either. So was that something that actually happened, or I don't?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't particularly notice that, but I wasn't looking for it.
Yeah, I don't know. It confused me. But anyways, take us on to the Tiffany versus Trish and the VHS feud.
Well, Tiffany says that she watched Trish on VHS, and Trish asked her if she learned about VHS on TikTok. And Naomi tries to cash in Money in the Bank, and Jade Cargill attacks her and says no. And boy, wasn't necessarily the greatest segment here, but man, I do love Tiffany and Trish. So this gets the thumbs up for me. Not that it was anything super memorable or anything, but man, lot of hot ladies involved in this segment. What did you think?
I thought that it was kind of just felt like they were placed there, and they were just there talking, and there wasn't really much of a build to this, and they didn't really seem that interested. And Trish was just, I don't know, sure she's like happy to get the payday, but nothing here really felt that big of a deal, and just tossed together crap.
Feels like the build to this pay-per-view has been kind of lackluster.
I think Liv getting hurt really fucked the build up.
Oh yeah,
because they did start building it a little bit ago, but all that's gone when she got hurt. But yeah, we got a main event mayhem here with LA Knight and Jimmy versus Solo and JC. We got a classic tag match chaos with a surprise Heyman cameo, chair shots, and some distractions. Jimmy gets a roll-up pin, then immediately flees like he just robbed a gas station. LA Knight eats a spear and a tsunami for dessert, courtesy of Braun and Bronson. I'm just imagining Jimmy robbing a gas station. I think he'd do all right.
Probably. He's a good-sized dude.
He gets Jay to drive him there drunk. I think they'd both.
Oh, wow.
I think they'd do really good. But yeah, it wasn't a bad match. Crowd's really into LA Knight. Didn't hate anything here. Don't really have too much to talk about it. I'm sure nobody else at home really does either. What do you think, Dave?
I mean, it was a main event, and when you said JC, I was thinking JC, and then I was like, oh yeah, Mateo, not the son of the Lord. Yeah, might have been better if he was involved in the match. To be honest with you, probably would have got more ratings. That's for sure.
You think it would have?
Yeah, people, even non-believers, would tune in if the actual Son of God was going to wrestle on SmackDown.
Yeah, I think they would.
I'd be the highest rated SmackDown of all time.
Yeah, probably. Stone Cold comes out and stuns him.
Yeah,
I don't give
flips him right on off.
I'm not having any man tell me what to do. I don't care if it's God. What? But yeah, what are the final thoughts? LA Knight got jumped by 4 different men in one night and still look like a star. Logan Paul's now feuding with music as a concept. The tag division's imploding in real time, and Jelly Roll's a canon. Jelly Roll's a canon now. He's basically the new Virgil, but with more talent and emotional range.
How about that?
Yeah, this is a mid episode of Smackdown.
Not the greatest go home before a big weekend of PLEs, that's for sure.
Yeah. And I guess that
not egregiously offensive though.
Yeah. Just mid, like I was saying, and LA Knight's the best thing on the show right now. Wait, Cody wasn't on this show, so that's
no Cody, no Cena.
Yep, that's next week. But yeah! I guess that being said, that'll wrap up
the OverMark Entertainment Smackdown review.
And they stink.
Fuck yeah, they did and do. And that'll take us to something else here, and that'll be our
the OverMark Entertainment AEW All In Texas review.
Wow, and
ooh,
I can't believe it. again, this costs a lot of money to have him do this for us, but it's really helping out. And that'll take us to All In Texas here, July 12th, 2025, at an attendance of 25,671 with a setup of 27,232. So they had 1,561 tickets left. Pretty good fucking showing of the fans for them. They had a lot of people there. They were loud, a lot of energy. For most of the show, I feel like there were parts where they weren't.
Yeah, one of the things about those numbers is it kept being close to a sellout or about to be a sellout, and then they would open up more tickets. So like essentially this could have been a sellout based on what they had originally had, but they kept selling more, and every time that they would, get close to being completely sold out, they'd open like another 400 or 500 tickets. So, this is not a bad thing that they had all these extra tickets. They opened a bunch of extra tickets up. Like, they found, just there were parts of the, ballpark that they opened up. That's it. So, this is good for them. It looked great on TV too.
Yeah, it did for sure. I don't think you saw that hard cam once.
No, I'm sure that the hard cam side probably didn't look great, but also it's a baseball stadium. So the hard cam side probably would have been, what's the outfield.
Yep, for sure. But yeah, it was a good crowd, had a lot of energy, and this was in Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, which is kind of close to a place that we were talking about on the last episode in Arlen, Texas, which I feel like they maybe should have had it there if they could have. Would have been a way better episode, don't you think? Or pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So, 0 Hour. How many entrances can you fit in 60 minutes? Dustin and the Von Erichs win a Texas nostalgia match that made Cornette combust somewhere. Big Boom AJ's team wins a match featuring Ishii, a hologram, and Kyle O'Reilly. And FTR squashes the Outrunners while dressing like the guy just finished roofing someone's house. They didn't dress like me.
Didn't the Outrunners have tights on that resembled a pack of Newports? Didn't we discuss that?
Yeah, for sure.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I'm not smoking Newports. I'm not smoking any cigarettes, and I do not look like these guys at all. So I don't. They did me dirty there, but deep in the heart of Texas, Tony Khan, I'll buy that chant. Yeah, he probably would. They were chanting for Newports at one point.
They were. We want Newports.
But yeah, we got this trios title match here with Hobbs. Hold on, we'll slow back for a second. So everything we went over, those 3 matches, were just a 0 hour, by the way, the pre-show. And there's nothing to go into detail for there. It's all just shit.
We just included it so that we could say that we talked about it, in case anybody was curious about what went on the pre-shows. We got, again, we watched and suffered through some of this stuff, so y'all don't have to.
So it looks like FTR is going to be going for the titles.
Good.
Or maybe that's who they'll end up going against with Edge and Christian, or maybe Edge and Christian will end up going against the Wayne family. Well, I don't know.
Spoiler alert. We'll get to that part though here at the end.
Well, yeah, we will. But anyways, yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, so we'll jump into the match that we were just talking about, the trios title match with Hobbs, Joe, Shibata versus the European Ring of Honor 2007. Claudio, Yuta, and Gabe Kidd jumped the champs early. The crowd still said meh. Match felt like Joe's last good memory before Claudio murdered his neck with a chair. And the winner's champ retains, but Joe gets stretchered out to remind you that this isn't PG. Wasn't anything too crazy. Sorry, cough for a second. Just
good.
It was just kind of a setup to get the ops out of the main event, so they couldn't help. At least what I feel like it was, but it was an okay little match, I guess. It's just I don't know, just like I said, the setup for the little story. Got anything to add?
Oh no. Fucking Shibata.
Yeah, a lot of these earlier matches aren't really anything to talk about.
I feel like, spoiler alert, that I pretty much hated all of these matches except for the last three. Not hate, but
It was the last four, I think. The Young Bucks match, and then the everything down from the Young Bucks match were all good. I feel like it's all the stuff in the beginning was just stuff, and they didn't even treat it like it was a big deal.
No.
Well, take us to the next big deal in the Casino Gauntlet.
Well,
the men's.
We got the men's Casino Gauntlet with basically the Royal Rumble with ADHD. We had a smattering of guys in there, a whole bunch of people. We're not going to name all of them, but some of your favorites and mine. We got MJF, Briscoe, Ricochet. Bandito is not one of my favorites. Mystico, Takashita. Surprise return of Juice Robinson without a beard. He looks weird as fuck without that beard, but it's nice to see him back. And Max Caster, who immediately got murked. MJF wins by being the guy who's been pinned 3 times this month, but is still the most protected guy in the match. Everybody else had a good showing. Commentary. This could lead to something big for Ricochet. Booking. Nah, it won't. It was pretty long match. I didn't hate it. It was pretty entertaining at times, and then there were other times that I spent a lot of time kind of glazing over, wondering what was going to happen next. But not for a lack of action or in-ring work. It just, wasn't much of a reason to care, and you kind of knew who was going to win. You just needed to see how you were going to get there. But what did you think of that?
Oh, not too much. It was just a match, and some stuff happened, and then it turned into like a whole bunch of guys being in the ring, and not a whole bunch more shit happening, and eventually got to the point where MJF won, and I wonder what they're going to do there, because you don't want MJF to go and be the first guy to lose to Hangman. It's that won't be a good position to put him in. He can't really hang with MJF on the mic, and they'll probably do that thing where they start to cheer MJF and might boo Hangman some, and it's just not good. And really, you don't want to waste MJF's potential title shot against Hangman if you're not going to have him win, because MJF's like he's definitely more over than fucking Hangman is, and I don't know, just something to think about, right?
Yeah.
It's about my only takeaway there. So what are we at? The Adam Cole speech here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Adam Cole ended up getting hurt. A lot of people getting hurt the past couple weeks, this weekend included.
Wild. Well,
yeah, it was an emotional moment until Kyle and Roddy appeared, and then made it more awkward than a reunion at an ex's wedding. Daniel Garcia fist bumped him and immediately walked into a TNT 4-way like nothing happened. Yeah, he was crying, and he seems like he might retire. They didn't say what it was.
He didn't say it, but yeah.
It was apparently a lariat that he hit, that he took from Kyle Fletcher on Collision, and I don't know what it is. They won't say.
Well,
yeah,
we'll find out maybe later. Who knows? They might have said right before we started the show, and it might have got edited into the news section. Who knows? It's a surprise. Everyone will find out when we get there.
Yeah, and then we got the TNT title match here. Texas is forever, and so is Dustin's career. Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, and Kyle Fletcher in a 3-way match where 3 people were doing flips, and Dustin said, "I'm going to pin you with a cradle." So winner, Dustin Rhodes, becomes a TNT champion at 72 years old. Texas cried, Sammy cried, and Kyle got kicked in the nuts by 3 people and left confused.
That spot was hilarious.
Yeah, well, I don't know. This match was kind of strange, and Dustin shouldn't really have anybody's title of any significance in 2025, and it's cool that he got his win in Texas, I guess, but I don't know. It would have been kind of the time to give the title to Kyle. Adam Cole was hurt. Give it to the guy that he was going to go against. Strange.
Well, they probably weren't going to have Kyle win the belt.
It doesn't matter. Give it to Kyle now.
Yeah.
You know, it's you're not really going to go down any path unless you're going to have fucking Dustin retire. But I doubt that's going to happen.
Nah, not with the belt.
Yeah.
Probably not anyway. But who knows?
Well, I think the next guys might.
Oh wow, what? You know, and those are some guys that everybody wants to see. The Young Bucks versus Swerve and Ospreay. EVPs go down with the ship. And they came out with a full-ass colonial boat, which we think that they did on like a scissor lift or something. Honestly, it was really annoying. The last time that they did this at the last pay-per-view was really stupid too. What did before we even get into that, the match, that entrance, TJ, you got anything that you want to?
Oh, that Ospreay already had almost, I think, the exact same entrance when they first did the Assassin's Creed themed entrance for him.
Oh, well, yeah, his entrance and Swerve's were cool.
And then Swerve's was pretty cool, and the Bucks, I guess, wasn't bad, but it's like they always have to add comedy and like tongue in cheek into their stuff, and
it never can be serious. Yeah, it's always got to be some kind of goofy bullshit.
Yeah, and then they're going in there with some serious implications. It's just kind of strange, but it's weird. We'll talk about it when we get to the Kenny match, but this somewhat has something to do with Kenny because, like, if they lose this match, then that makes Kenny the only EVP now. So, is he going to be the figurehead on the show? I
guess we'll see.
Yeah, but, yeah.
But
this is actually a pretty good match. I liked it. It had a lot of your typical stuff that you see in a Bucks match with a lot of acrobatics and really contrived, obvious working together, cooperation. But it was good. Then they told a good story. They actually did sell the stuff that was happening, the big moves, but the right guys won. And it should be interesting seeing what the Bucks do now without their EVP titles, huh?
Yeah, hopefully they can actually tell a decent story with this moving forward. We'll see.
Well, they're probably going to go away for a while.
Cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, no Jungle Boy. Remember I was saying I thought he was going to pop up? So did some other people, but didn't happen.
Thank God. And if he never pops up again, I'll be happy with that, Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of women that probably might not do that are in this next match.
Well,
it's the Women's Casino Gauntlet with Too Many Queens in the Kingdom. Athena ended up winning this match. She got the number one contender spot by outlasting 11 other women in the match full of suplexes, hair whips, and at least 4 forced team-ups that imploded in 30 seconds. Sky Blue taped to a move that she wasn't in, tapped. No, she taped.
I think she got taped.
Yeah, but yeah, Queen Aminata kissed people mid submission. I think she taped people mid submission too. I like that more.
Yeah,
and
she did both.
Yeah, and then Sky Blue supported her. I didn't at all. But yeah, it's not too much here. That's pretty. They don't have enough women to really have a match like this that with the entrance and surprise people coming out or people you care about. I remember at one point they had like Shiri or something, and they were like trying to sell like some big deal. It's like, no man, it'd be a bigger deal if like the person that sells me like lottery tickets at the gas station was in the match, man.
Be hyped for that. I'd be like, yo, what are you doing here?
That's what I'm saying. Like, but Shiri, no, nobody gives a fuck about that.
Nope.
And nobody gives a fuck about this match. It stank. What can you say?
Speaking of things,
I was asking you, what can you say?
Oh, nothing.
Okay.
Fucking entertaining match, kinda, not really. There was a lot of talented gals in there. A lot of nice things to look at in the match, but the match itself wasn't great. the stupid statistic that my brain just recalled, but before I forget it, is this overtook one of the later WrestleManias as the longest wrestling pay-per-view of all time.
Oh, man. But yeah, no Shida, no Riho.
Long.
I forget who that trans guy is. He wasn't there.
Nia Jax, or not
Nyla
Nia
Rose.
Jax. Yeah, Nia, Nyla, whatever. Close enough.
Britt Baker. That pretty much confirms that she will not be coming back.
Which is wild because she's under contract until 2027, so I guess they just pay her to sit home for 2 years.
That sounds like a fucking deal to me, man.
Oh.
I'd be getting so much shit done.
Yep. I'd be in the greatest shape of all time too. Next time that you saw me,
I'm just getting paid to sit at home. Like, all right, where can I sign up for that? Is this guy fucking hiring more people? But yeah, let me tag you in on the next one.
Okay, well, we got the tag titles. We hurt people. Lashley and Shelton, the Hurt Syndicate, retained against Jet Speed and the Patriarchy in a match that made your head spin. Nick Wayne, which is something that we teased earlier, and Mama turned on Cage, and Mama Wayne slapped him, and Kip Sabian got rocked, and then Cope returns with that barbed wire board. He cuts a promo instead of using it. Stop talking and start stabbing, I guess. Use that damn thing. But he called back to when he first got there, and Christian told him to go fuck yourself and kicked him in the nuts, and he told Christian to go find yourself and left him the board with nails in it and walked off. And it was funny, right before it happened, I was like, oh, this is probably how they're going to get Edge and Christian back together. And then literally like 30 seconds later, Cope came out, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't expect it was going to be this soon. But just another thing that TJ and I were kind of thinking was going to happen, just you didn't know when it was going to happen, and now it's happening, and so that's cool.
Yeah, they'll be the people to beat the Hurt Syndicate for the belt, probably.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably the biggest stars in the company.
Yeah,
and
on a reunion between them tagging is actually a pretty big deal, believe it or not.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't reunited and tagged in a long time, and
it
had an actual run doing it.
Nobody else. So it's like Bubba and Devon. It's like they can't do it anymore. Matt and Jeff, nobody really cares enough, but these guys do care enough, and they were really the most successful tag team out of that whole era, I believe. So it's
they both went on to have singles success. Obviously, Edge more than Christian, but still, they both had Hall of Fame careers.
Absolutely, one of the most successful tag teams of all time. Should be cool seeing him. But I wonder how he's going to find himself. Is he going to beat people with Spike? But anyways, we'll go to Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné with some vintage hair pulling with expensive extensions. So Mercedes Moné bought the cheerleaders, and then Toni brought like a cinema entrance. They both had pretty cool little entrances. I think Mercedes kind of seemed cheap. Tony's was cool though. I liked hers. A lot of submission attempts, some stolen Eddie tributes, and Toni hitting 2 Storm Zeros, an Avalanche Storm Zero, and a kiss south of the border. Did I order the right pay-per-view, man? But I'd say yes, this match was awesome. One of the best matches of the night. Toni retains. Mercedes left to call Sasha Banks and ask if they're hiring in Hollywood. But yeah, we really thought Mercedes was going to win. Right person won. It was pretty good.
We hoped. It was. We hoped Toni was going to win, but we thought Mercedes was going to. And good job on the booking there, TK. You didn't devalue either one of these people.
Yeah, because you remember me saying this was the ending that I hoped happened.
Yep. It was the only thing that they could have happen that wouldn't devalue the shit out of Toni Storm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even give a fuck if there's some people getting bored of a run out there. Just have her hold it for a fucking couple of years. Let's get an all-time great women's championship run. That's at least something you can do here, because you don't really have a lot of stars in the fucking company, and now maybe Mercedes can build some stars and put somebody over in the the mid card area, but it's going to be Athena versus fucking Tony next because she won the women's one. I don't even know if we put we put the winner in it, but yeah, it's this is definitely a pretty good match. I thought it might actually be a little bit better than what we ended up getting, but overall I was pretty happy with it, and awesome ending, and that's about all I got to say about it. Got anything to add?
That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, boy, they're really playing into the whole we're doing hypersexual stuff here.
Yeah.
I mean, she either kissed her or bit her right on the lady parts. Yeah.
Yeah, she did do that for sure.
That did happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wasn't mad about it. But anyway, like it said in the notes, legitimately one of the best matches of the night. Lived up to the hype. Right person won, and probably exceeded the build in terms of match quality. So good job. They delivered here. And this is the kind of thing that you want to see come out of your builds on your pay-per-views. So this is a big W for Tony Khan's booking and a big W for both of these ladies for their performances. Big pats on the back here. Yeah. And, from there we'll move on to the next match here, which was also a really good match. Okada versus Omega. We got Rainmaker versus Shin Akuma. They had epic entrances. Choir music, Ibushi staring sadly. Don Callis pulls the ref, Rocky interferes, Omega kicks out of 14 moves, and Okada still wins. Okada unifies both belts, Reigns with wrist control again, Omega probably concussed again. I don't know about that, but the match lived up to the hype. Was it as good as their matches from 10 years ago? No. But these guys are 10 years older now, and was still a great match. I wasn't sure who was going to win coming into this one. Usually there's a clear person in my mind that's going to win for most of these matches, and on this one I couldn't really tell. I'm not upset that Okada won. I would have preferred to see Kenny win. I don't know what they're going to be doing with Kenny moving forward. Like DJ had said a little bit ago, he's the only, for storyline purposes, he's the only EVP left. So maybe they'll use this as a vehicle to drive him out of the ring and storyline wise and have him be more of an authority figure or something. I don't know. We'll see. What did you think of this, TJ?
It was a pretty good match. I liked it a lot. I thought they might give a little bit more than what they did. I expected them to go like an hour, but I guess that wasn't happening here. I don't think they had tried to outdo their old stuff. Maybe they're going to end up doing this again down the road. Who knows? They cheated and fucked him over, so he at least he has that. So I'm sure maybe we will end up seeing this down the road at some point, but it's kind of weird giving Okada like a world title or whatever, because it's with Don Callis. I think this should fix some of his problems, but historically, like Okada's AEW run so far has been like a dumpster fire. It sucked. So hopefully it improves a little bit and they actually have him on TV more, and at least he's got the right mouthpiece.
True.
Well, maybe both these guys in the next match should have probably worn mouthpieces.
Oh boy.
It was Moxley versus Hangman. Forks Glass and EVP Drama Therapy. Maybe. But absolutely psychotic match. Yeah, he started off like forking him in the head. Blood, barbed wire, chairs. Deadeye through nails. Darby dropped from the ceiling. Bryan Danielson came back dressed like a lucha dad. Hangman literally hung Moxley with the chain to win. It's at the end there. Prince Nana had handcuffed Marina Shafir to like the Time Man's table.
Yeah,
and then fucking Swerve. I forget exactly what Swerve did or whatever. I don't think he did anything after that, did he? Is that the only thing they did?
Yeah, I think he just came out and threw out the chain because remember the whole people were like,
he threw
"Where's
him the chain.
Swerve?"
He threw the chain to Hangman, and then that's how he ended up winning via submission. I mean, that's how you give up. So that's technically what it was. But he just held him there, and his face was turning red too. Man, it's definitely looked pretty terrible. I mean, think about it. What's the option? Like, would you just kill him or something? Like,
yeah.
But this was a pretty good match. This wasn't a classic technical match by any means, but I feel like this actually was like probably one of the only big moments that this company's ever created. So it's, hats off to them. It was a pretty good little build here. Probably one of the best ones they've done, and if they can like keep this momentum going with the title, it'll serve them greatly. If they go back to just some boring, shitty little just good matches with not great story, they're kind of fucked, because Adam Page is not the guy to really retain your viewers or grow your company with. But
I mean, that's definitely what they're gonna do, though.
Yeah, but I have been impressed with his work these past couple months. It's been some of the best shit he's done, and I enjoyed the last couple weeks of this build a lot, and the match was pretty good. What wasn't fucking insane. It didn't blow me away, but it was pretty good. And I liked it. What about you?
Hangman did a really good job. We're traditionally shitting on him, so if we're going to sit here and tell you that he did a good job, he definitely did. And like you said, it felt like a big moment. They did a good job with the production and just the way that it looked in the stadium. Of making this seem like it was a really big deal. Little thing, I don't know if you noticed this or not. I should have put it in the notes, and I honestly just remembered it. When they pulled the world title out of the briefcase, the side plates were still the American Dragon Bryan Danielson side plates.
Yeah, they were. People said that might be the case.
That was a cool little like Easter egg type of thing. So if folks didn't notice, go back and check it out. That was a pretty cool little nod there.
Yeah. But overall, this is pretty top-heavy show. I feel like a lot of it wasn't great, and then some of it was.
Yeah.
So, like the last three, really 4 matches were all really great, high-quality matches that had good stories and builds. Everything else prior to it, not so much.
Any of those probably should have opened the show, because you want a really big match to open the show. And nothing against any of the fellas that were in your opener, but Hobbs, Joe, and Shibata versus Claudio, Yuta, and Gabe Kidd ain't exactly raising everybody's temperature going into the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. But yeah, that being said, I guess that's going to wrap up the
OverMark Entertainment AEW All In Texas review.
That's going to be like the only times that you're ever going to hear that in here. We're going to get rid of that right after this.
Yep.
But yeah, $10,000 well spent, huh? I think
10.
Yeah, we could have a way bigger budget for all the other stuff, but I figured this was where we should be spending the money, right?
Man. There goes our press budget.
10 cents for that budget there.
Right?
Yeah. So, where's that going to leave us here? I think it's a... And then, since we started that, it's going to take us into...
An OverMark Entertainment exclusive.
You want to take us onto that one, Dave?
We got WWE Saturday Night's main event, July 12th, 2025, with an attendance of 12,350 out of 13,010. Says that they got 660 available tickets in the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. And, maybe they sold more tickets than that. Maybe they didn't, but pretty close to a sellout. A lot of wrestling going on that weekend, and between the NXT event, the Saturday night main event, and Evolution. So people probably picked and choose what they were going to buy, and probably none of all three of these events sold. Actually, I think the NXT one sold out, but it was a smaller event or arena. But anyway, we got Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre, Vipers, Claymores, and Jelly Rolls. And
too much jelly rolls.
Every time I say jelly roll, it kind of makes me hungry. You know, like a pastry. Anyhow, Orton uses McIntyre's face to redecorate the announce table. Logan Paul distracts Randy with his face. Orton almost bites. Jelly Roll turns into a security team and hype man. Orton hits a RKO out of thanks for the distraction. Wins, and Logan clocks him with a titanium gimmick hand. And Jelly Roll lays out Logan Paul. The crowd chants Jelly. Drew McIntyre then kicks Jelly so hard he became spreadable. The winner is Randy Orton.
Spreadable.
Post-match MVP. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Jelly Roll's right hand. And new tag team incoming, RK Roll. No notes. Perfect. Decent match. I don't really need to see Jelly Roll. But Randy and Drew did a good job.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Not a whole lot. It's a pretty safe little match. It happened. And I'll take us on if you want.
Yeah, why don't you, please?
Jimmy Uso versus Solo Sikoa, United States title, and the United Samoan trauma. Starts with a brotherly fist and ends with MFT shenanigans. Jimmy hits a corkscrew senton that nearly takes out half the roster. Maybe a quarter the roster. Talatonga. You could just remove the Talatonga part and just be like, stupid name. Assist in the most illegal way possible by holding Solo up during the pin. Winner, Solo Sikoa retains via Cousins cheat code. Then Jacob Fatu goes in beast mode, hits the ring like a human wrecking ball, and stares down Kaiju Tonga. If they don't fight at SummerSlam in a lava pit, what are we doing? Well, I don't know. What are we doing? What do you think? Because I didn't have much to say there either. It's just
and you know,
it's a vehicle to get old Jacob out there.
Big Jim and Solo. They're just not for me. You know, I guess when they were in the womb, that Jay hoovered up all the charisma and didn't leave much left for old Big Jim. I don't know. And then Solo, he's Solo. He's funny. He can be entertaining, but I don't really want to watch him wrestle, I don't think. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. And then we'll move on from that. And we get Naomi and Jade Cargill brawling like it's a Evolution pre-show, and security can't contain them, so GM Nick Aldis summons Bianca Belair, a.k.a. the only one with authority around here. And she's going to, I guess, referee their match now that these gals are having at Evolution. How long does it take to recover from a broken finger, too? Jesus Christ. How long WrestleMania, it feels like, has been almost 3 months ago now, right?
Yeah, I think so. What was it May?
Broken fingers like 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Well, it depends, I guess.
Must be really fucked up finger.
It.
Yeah. But anyway, that happened.
I've never broken a finger before, so I wouldn't know.
Knock on wood, I've never had a broken bone, thank God.
I broke my wrist when I was a kid. It sucked.
Yep, I believe it.
Why wouldn't you? But yeah, it's what we got. Orton and Jelly Roll backstage promo. Friendship and vengeance. Orton apologizes to Jelly Roll, and Jelly Roll says, "Nah, fam, I'm built different." SummerSlam tag match announce. RK Roll versus Drew and Logan Paul. You know, you just know they're entering to save me. Yeah, that's his one song. LA Knight versus Seth Rollins. That wasn't the finish, brother. Solid match until Rollins goes for a lion salt, lands on his feet, and immediately folds like an accordion. Sorry, I didn't ask you what you thought about the Randy Orton thing, and Jelly Roll, but I imagine you don't really care.
I imagine that I don't think about it at all.
But solid match until Rollins goes for a lion salt, lands on his feet, like we said. LA Knight hits his BFT for the win, but it clearly looks like he didn't mean to win that way. Paul Heyman stops acting, starts panicking, confirm this is not a work. Do not make jokes here. Rollins is seriously hurt, but LA Knight still got his win. Yeah. Sucks. Fucking Seth got hurt.
Yeah, gonna derail some more plans, and this is what TJ and I were talking about earlier about hopefully they take advantage of this and use this as a vehicle to push LA Knight to the moon, because now's the time. You've got a top guy spot open, top guy down, and you've got a guy that's been a top guy or on the verge of being a top guy since like 2020 now. So it's time to pull the trigger on him, and he needs to be featured much more prominently now.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. I mean, we talked about that earlier. You could even have him just take over Seth Rollins' spot, and I don't think he'd do good in whatever, but could you imagine him leading these guys and taking over Seth's spot and working with Paul? That'd be funny shit. And then Paul working with LA Knight, that'd be very funny. But
yeah, them together.
Yeah, it does suck, and not really much to say about it. It's the way it fucking goes.
Hoping the best for you. Speedy recovery, Seth. It didn't look great. That's a knee you hurt before.
Yep, life moves on. But we'll go ahead and move on.
Just like us in this show. Yeah.
Pretty much. To the main event with Gunther versus Goldberg. The final jackhammer. Goldberg enters with all of WCW's ghosts escorting him. Doug Dillinger was his last meal at ringside. Or has his last meal at ringside.
That was awesome that he was escorted him to the ring and shit, just like back in the day. It was really cool.
Match starts with Goldberg trying to end it quick, then goes full demolition derby. Goldberg spears the barricade. Crowd, this is the most WCW thing I've ever seen. Gunther kicks his leg 900 times and rips off the knee brace and taunts his actual child. Gage Goldberg tries to jump in. Gunther says nah. Goldberg hits a jackhammer, but Gunther kicks out. You could hear the booking team exhale. Gunther chokes Goldberg out like a Bond villain. So Gunther wins via ref stoppage. Post-match, Goldberg gets a mic, cuts a heartfelt retirement promo, and NBC cuts him off mid-sentence like his 2003 Sunday Night Heat. Final thoughts, LA Knight wins, not the way anyone wanted. Jelly Roll's officially playable character in WWE 2K26. I'd say they put him in No Mercy, actually. Jacob Fatu versus Tala Tonga has Godzilla versus Kong vibes all over it. RK Roll at SummerSlam is not a good idea. It might be the best idea they ever had. But yeah, I don't know. This show wasn't anything that good at all. Just kind of, more corporate wrestling bullshit.
And there was a lot of commercials. And I mean, just especially during the main event. Why are there so many commercials during the main fucking event? I feel like we could probably cut out a video package or two or shorten some video packages to get these commercials in an effort to not cut away from your main event. I understand that it's a business and we've got to get these commercials in. Figure out a way to do it that doesn't detract from what's supposed to be your big attraction. That's my chief complaint about all these Saturday night main events.
Yeah, I don't know. They just don't feel like that big of a deal. I like the presentation. I like the way they shoot the stuff. The music's cool, all that. But, and then like the Goldberg retirement thing, that should have been a big deal, but that was kind of tossed together pretty quickly as well. I don't know, just something isn't clicking with them. And it's kind of like the vibe of the whole show, too. Just something's not clicking. I think everybody can kind of agree on that to some extent. Sorry, I'm moving my mic a little bit. But
no, you're good.
I accidentally hit the news things fucking earlier. But this will be the correct time to do it. Since we didn't have the the thing for we'll have to make one for Saturday night's main event. But that'll end this.
An OverMark Entertainment exclusive.
And I guess that'll take us into some news, right?
Yeah, it sure will.
And I got news for you.
Oh, shit. Do it again.
Oh, okay.
And I got news for you.
Oh, all right. Well, what's that?
We sure do. Well, Adam Cole might be done for real. At AEW's biggest show of the
OverMark
year.
Entertainment exclusive.
Oh, yeah. At AEW's biggest show of the year, the TNT title match was missing one major ingredient, Adam Cole. Just hours before the event, it was announced that Cole was vacating the TNT Championship, and what followed was one of the most emotional moments in AEW history. Cole's in-ring promo, Cole, visibly emotional, walked to the ring, not to defend the title, but possibly to say goodbye. He told the fans that he may never wrestle again, though he's not ready to use the R word just yet. Fans chanted, "Thank you, Adam," as he laid the TNT title in the ring, hugged Paragon, and exited to a standing ovation. Yes, Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly were all there to make us cry more. I don't know about that. But anyway, the TNT title match fallout, which we covered earlier, but we're going to cover, just gloss over here real fast. In Cole's absence, there was the four-way match that was held. That was Kyle Fletcher versus Sammy Guevara versus Daniel Garcia versus Dustin Rhodes. And Texas legend Dustin Rhodes ended up winning his first major singles title since 2002. That's not a typo. 2002. The last time that he held gold, Eminem was beefing with Moby. Let that sink in. Anyway, how Adam Cole got hurt. Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer, so take that with a grain of salt if you will, reports that the injury occurred during Collision on July 10th in the six-man tag match, Cole, O'Reilly, and Strong versus Fletcher, Romero, and Beretta. Cole reportedly suffered an injury taking a lariat. That's it, a lariat. Wrestling's most innocent-looking death sentence. Commentary during the four-way heavily implied that Fletcher was the one who injured Cole. Is that kayfabe heat, or are we planting seeds for a future revenge story in 2027? According to a report that was literally just out before we started the show, from Fightful Select, sources have confirmed that Adam Cole is dealing with concussion issues, and that's not great. You know, you hate to see that. We know how severe his last concussion was and how he wasn't sure if he was going to make it back from that. So, you know, man, it sucks. It's not great. And, you know, Tony Khan revealed that Cole was pulled just hours before All In went live. The man was nearly walking to Gorilla before they told him no go. No word yet on when or if he'll return to AEW television. So, you know, is this something that Kyle Fletcher just earned himself long-term heat storyline or not? Was Dustin winning the title the right call or nostalgia bait? Is Cole cursed? That's 4 big injuries in 5 years. That I mean, he's had a rough go about it here in AEW. And where does this leave the Undisputed Kingdom? Is this now the faction, or is the faction now the Ring of Honor B show exclusives? It sucks. There's no punchline here. Adam Cole has been one of the most beloved guys in modern wrestling. Whether this is the end or just a pause, we're grateful for the Bay Bay era. And now, if you'll excuse us, we'll be listening to his theme on repeat and pretending we're okay. Maybe he'll return as the heel that TJ and I have always talked about, Adam's skull with a big old chaw in his lip. But man, this sucks. You know, hope he recovers fast. And what do you think of all of this, TJ? Did you know about the concussion thing, or did I finally get you with one that you didn't know? Because you always know this stuff, and I always try to sneak something in, but you always have seen it.
No, I mean, I knew he had concussion issues back in the day. Like, that was like, his leg was the last time, but then it was like concussion shit before that. I don't know. He's just been hurt so many times, but I feel like that's probably might end up being what it is, since they're not willing to kind of say exactly what may be going on. And, you know, they probably have NDA signed all over the place, so Tony Khan doesn't want people thinking that he's giving people CTE and stuff, or his company is, but it kind of sucks. Adam Cole's is
Kinda
constantly,
are.
yeah, Adam Cole's constantly getting hurt, and it's funny when Vince said that he should be a manager for Keith Lee. He saw a guy that probably didn't have the body to be a wrestler, and I don't know. There's been times where I feel like he's looked sick. He's just a small guy, and he just kind of looks frail sometimes, and it's. I wish nothing for the best for him, and I do know that at least he's got his YouTube, or sorry, not his YouTube, his Twitch stuff that he does, and he should do good on that. And, good luck to him, because physical therapy is a bitch if that's what he's going to have to do, but just nothing but the best his way, and don't have too much more I can add to it.
Speedy recovery, dude.
Yep. Well, that'll take us on to our next.
An OverMark Entertainment exclusive.
Which we got somebody else hurt here. It's Seth Rollins, and he's suffering a legit knee injury at Saturday night's main event. So, Mr. CrossFit Jesus, the drip god, the visionary architect of ACL Rehab 101, is injured again. And it's the same knee that it keeps hurting. So, Rollins and LA Knight was supposed to be a major first-time single showdown. Instead, it turned into Seth versus Gravity, and Gravity won. The injury happened during a springboard moonsault attempt. Rollins landed on his feet, immediately clutched the knee, and well, the match was called early. Well, it really wasn't called early. The refs just ended up checking on Rollins, and then they called an audible to LA Knight, and they went home early with the BFT. So LA Knight wins via audible. Does a little BFT on him real quick. So apparently the real plan, according to Fightful Select and PW Insider, is that Rollins was originally booked to win, and that changed in real time. That LA Knight wins a match he wasn't supposed to win. Shout out to Pro Wrestling for never sticking to the script when it matters most. Yeah, I feel like Seth was going to cash in. Goldberg was going to win his match. But yeah, Rollins had a grade 2 MCL plus torn meniscus in the same knee just last year. That was against Jinder Mahal during, you guessed it, another moonsault gone wrong. He was rushed back early for WrestleMania 40 because, card subject to change is a suggestion, not a warning. And what happens to the briefcase? This is the first time a Money in the Bank winner has got hurt before cashing in. Rollins hadn't cashed in yet, and now WWE has a dilemma. Let him hold it till it heals, vacate it, do a tournament, just have Logan Paul steal it and claim he's a rightful heir via an Instagram poll. A little bit of backstory for context. Rollins and LA Knight feud started at Money in the Bank, where Rollins won the briefcase. Saturday's match was their first official singles match, and likely the last one for a while. Yeah, and it's just, that's a shame. Should Seth Rollins retire those fucking flips? Probably.
Yep.
LA Knight winning via audible. Does this accidentally give him a push? We doubt it, but who knows? They probably should. Triple H.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, Triple H is known to give guys that are getting organically over a chance, so maybe.
I mean, this could be his Austin moment in that, your push came at the expense of somebody else's, injury, punishment, whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Then what's WWE's best move with the Money in the Bank briefcase? I couldn't tell you. But they should give it to Braun Breaker. Find a way to get it in his hands. Is this the curse?
I mean,
what's that?
They can just keep it. I mean, they can keep it on Seth, but by the time, unless he has to retire, by the time that he recovers, he will still have time to cash it in. It just sucks because it derails this group. I mean, that's just getting started.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll figure something out. Maybe it won't be that bad. We're like 18 hours post injury here, so we don't know anything. I mean, they probably don't even seriously know anything yet. So.
Yep. Is this the curse of being too reliable in WWE? You get rushed back to get broken again? Maybe. Yeah. I mean, it happens.
It's like Angle, where he kept rushing back and re-breaking his neck.
Will Seth's latest injury affect the Heyman-led faction, or does Braun Breaker take over while Daddy's at PT? Yeah, it affects it. I mean, who knows? Depending on how bad it is, it might just not be a thing at some point. Who knows? They got a couple different directions they'll go there. Kind of sucks. And these injuries are really fucking them up this year. And that's the way the cookie crumbles, man. It's small little freak accidents. But yeah, he should definitely not use that move anymore.
No, it's time to retire it. And hopefully when he comes back or whenever a discussion is had, they tell him, hey, we need to protect you, and we need to protect our investment in you, and we need to protect our storylines, and that move, we're going to just, we're just not doing that one anymore. And anything that's going to put unnecessary strain on your knee like that, we're just, find something else that looks cool to do. There's plenty of other moves out there that you can do besides a backflip. That's cool.
Yep, for sure. But I think that being said, that is going to wrap up our...
An OverMark Entertainment exclusive.
And that'll probably be the end of this episode, right, Dave?
Yeah, I think it will. That was the news.
That was a lot
Sorry
of
that the
wrestling.
news wasn't so good to this episode. Everybody got hurt. Two premium events, 2 injuries. You hate to see it. I'm sure that we'll know more tomorrow, especially regarding Seth. The Adam Cole stuff, I don't know when. Impossible to know when we'll know more on that. Maybe next week we'll get a modicum of information, but with the concussion stuff and the brain scans and all that stuff, it takes a little bit more time than them just doing an MRI on Seth's knee is going to take. So we'll probably know more about Seth's condition than Adam Cole's. But when we know, y'all will know, and we'll do a little segment, little talky talk,
Update.
as our boy Jay Briscoe likes to say about it.
Mark.
Yep. Whoops.
I'm sure he says it too.
Yeah, well, he used to.
But yeah, he's still saying it in the junkyard in the sky. But
right.
Yeah, we'll be here with you on Tuesday. Check out all the social media like always at OverMark ENT. We appreciate all you Overmarks for listening. And just the same way I appreciate you, Dave. You're the man.
Love TJ.
Yep, we're going into another hot week here, so you guys will be in here and hearing us getting old and exhausted and beat up as we talk about the wrestling like every week. And we love you guys. Thanks for checking us out. Keep liking and subscribing, and we're out of here.
See you next time.